It's a pleasure to see so many people here from all over the world. We have also some followers online. Yeah, very welcome to our first community workshop in the GESIS project. Perhaps I introduce a little bit how all of this came here. So we have a 2-year project funded by the German funding society, DFG, and we have also applied for 2 workshops. We thought that it would be a good idea to have a noon 2-day workshop. Now we are really starting because the clock is going. 2-day workshop where we start with the researchers and the software developers which have done things for reference extraction and reference matching. And then at the second workshop, after 1 year, we want to again meet with the community, but more on the social science side, to roll out our products, what we have done in the project so far. So we are very happy that we have so many speakers. They came via invitation. We have some guest visitors from GESIS here, but I'm very pleased that we are so many people and that we have 2 interesting days working on this topic. So today I just wanted to introduce a little bit. We have a break in 1.5 hours. So we use a hashtag. So if you want to do something on Twitter on the workshop, we have a Twitter account and collecting these things. We have also a Google Hangout if you want to share or invite some people listening to this workshop, so you are able to invite them via the Google Hangout. We have also a Slack channel open, and if you need more information, Heinrich can help. So who we are? So we are 2 PIs. Steffen and I are the PIs in the project, written the proposal together with Heinrich, and we have 2 researchers, Benham Gavini here from the GESIS, and Martin Körner from West. Please stand up or say hello. Hello, see. Yeah, and Heinrich Hartmann, who is project partner. He's working on related work. I will give you a short background why we have applied for this project. So we both have productive systems, especially here at GESIS, the Supiport system, the digital library system with 9 million records. We have a lot of records where we have PDF files in the background, or we have links to these PDF files, and we are doing research in information retrieval, in recommendation, in knowledge discovery. Related work is a more experimental system run by West and mainly Heinrich, and we are working with citation data. The one problem in the social sciences that, and Niels Jan van Eck will tell us more, I think, about this, that there's so few open citation data in the social sciences, especially in the German social sciences. So this was one of the starting points to make a progress on this side. So having more citation, and for example, open citation data in the German social sciences. So this is our background. And the other critical thing is that we have very few open source software systems, and also the citation data is not available openly. So we have Thomson Reuters and Elsevier with Scopus, which are very nice citation indices and very good citation data, but it's not openly available. And the main objective of this project is to go into the PDF files and extract the interesting data which we can use in our productive systems. So there are some exceptions. The Open Citation Corpus is a very interesting project. I think Heinrich has a good contact to these guys. And also CTEC is a very interesting resource because it was collecting reference data and citation data for a long time for the REPEX system. And both data sets are completely open. And this is important for research, and more citation data should be open. So we want to make a progress here. So for the proposal. I'm not sure if you can see it very well. For the proposal, we have checked all the systems, if they're open source or if they provide open data, and what we can see, and all of you know this, that most of the systems are not openly available. Also the data is strictly licensed, and we have very few exceptions. The CiteSeer is an exception, Mayr is an exception, and Citing is an exception. They provide kind of sometimes the software or sometimes also the data. Perhaps we have some more systems missing here in this overview, but we were writing the proposal in 2013, I think, so perhaps we are a bit outdated here. It's also an idea to find more of these places. Today I heard that ResearchGate has a lot of PDF files, not really ResearchGate, Dipsonomy, has a lot of PDF files, and I wasn't aware of this. So this is the background, and I will dive in very shortly about through the main objectives of the Excite project. So first of all, we want to have a better situation with the citation data in the social sciences, and perhaps you know that in the social sciences we have special problems with the citation styles. So there's not one common citation style which is mainly used by the journals and also the conferences. It's very wild west on the citation style situation, and here we want to do better, and we want to have tools to work on this special data. And we have, of course, the corpora of PDFs. The second thing is that we think that the reference extraction systems can be improved, all of them. We have checked a couple of them, and we want to help here with tools and instruments and work on this field too. We also want to have an open web service API where you can send in as a researcher or also as a publisher bulk PDF data, and we want to be able to produce very good segmented reference strings and perhaps also match resources for the community, for any publications we get. So this is another main objective. And then, of course, if we have done our corpora, which are not that tiny in the project, we want to enrich our own system. So mainly support and related work, and perhaps we can also do something for other groups. So in the end, what we want to have is a tool chain of reference extraction and matching software, which is reusable, which is open and shareable for everybody. And then we want to make the tools and, of course, the data which we have extracted openly available for researchers or for communities. So these are the main objectives. This is the overview of the project. So starting from the PDF files, we have work package 1, and we will hear more details about this work package in the afternoon from the two researchers in the project. We will take care of the abstraction things, we will do the segmentation of the references, and then we will match it to our databases, but also to others. And work package 3 is the publication of the data. As linked data, but we are thinking of different forms. The interesting part of this project is work package 4, which is an optimization pipeline, which is not completely specified now, and we are really interested in your opinion how to make an optimization of the complete pipeline, extracting, segmenting, matching, and publishing of the data. So this is critical, and this was one of the remarks of the reviewers of our proposal, to do better than just having one tool, and the tool is producing output. Now we should optimize the complete pipeline. So, and to measure how good we are on this situation, we have work package 5, where we want to do quality assessment, and we have already started with a very tiny gold standard where we can instantly improve and evaluate how good our mechanisms are working. So, and today we are here, our first workshop, as I told you, with researchers and software developers in the beginning, and we will have a second workshop in 1 year or in 1.5 years. So this is round about the complete idea of the project. So what do we want as outcomes? Mainly tools where you can work on PDF documents of any kind, scientific documents, but also other documents, but mainly the reference extraction is in the middle. We want to produce open data sets because we think there are not so many open available citation data sets, and bibliometrics and evaluation studies often lack of these open data sets. So you need to have a good license with Elsevier or with Thomson Reuters, and then you can work and do large-scale analysis for bibliometrics. And not so many groups have access to these data sets. So we want to be a bit better on this side and to share data. As I told you, the API where you can do your extractions for yourself. So I think Parsight, I'm not sure if Min is listening, Parsight has a nice open API where you can send in one single PDF file, and then it's doing the Parsight magic and producing nice output. We want to have it a bit more scalable and a bit more the availability to send in a complete folder with hundreds of PDF files, and then you can get the segmented references in a definable format for reuse. As I said, we want to assess how good we are in the complete pipeline, and we want to produce gold standards to do evaluations. And in the end, of course, we have our productive systems. We want to improve our services, and we know from many usability or user studies in our systems that the users are very keen on references and citation graphs. They want to browse them. They really use this, and I'm sure we can improve our systems a lot if we include this kind of work. Okay, that's just a very brief overview of the main project. I will run you very quickly through the program. So we are starting now. We have a couple of talks before the break. Then we will have video conference talks from distinguished speakers from outside. We hope this will work. We have tested a little bit the sound, but we will see. I hope this works. I would ask all speakers to be short with their presentations, not 20 minutes as it is in the program. Be a bit shorter so that we have a chance to discuss and to ask some questions. And we have space, I think, in the breaks a lot. And then we will have a dinner tonight. And it's very close. We can walking distance. It's our high buffet. Very close. We have a reservation there. Okay. The second day is different. We will not have talks. We will want to talk about different topics which we think are important. So the team was discussing which topics do we want to address, but this is just a suggestion. We can have more or completely different topics on the second day, and this second day should be more hands-on. We want to look into our code. We have released a small data set, and we did some extractions also in the data set, and perhaps we can look into the evaluation results. Perhaps you have you took a look into the data, and then we can split up into groups, and we have different groups then, and then we can make hands-on session. So this is ending tomorrow around 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's more or less the program which we have in mind. I would ask for feedback directly if you think something is missing, or general feedback. No feedback so far?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you come up with tools which somehow address the complete pipeline. Do you offer services later, or is it just that I have a GitHub repository, download things, and can run it by my own service?
This is not specified, but I think both is possible. So having separate tools which are working independently, and then having a service which is doing more or less the complete pipeline. You're just sending in your PDF files, and then it's doing the best on the citation styles, referencing, segmenting, matching into perhaps a list of target systems, Crossref or something else. Of course, we have our own systems in mind, and then you can also get an export.
Have you thought about to distribute all this kind of services? So we are interested in running such a service, you are interested, a bunch of other people already started to do something in this direction. So could you think about, or we could think about, having everyone such a small service that can distribute the load, because the computational effort just to do one PDF is okay, but having a bunch of PDFs at the same time, or even a larger set, you run into trouble. So if we are all interested in this, I think a big community would be interested in providing such a resource, could be of interest, but the question is now, you have to think about how you synchronize things, otherwise you do it twice and three times, four times, and so on. So somehow you need a coordination of all this kind of running machines, so that you somehow know, okay, I have done this at a certain machine, so there's no need to process it here. Or you need the sample service point and distribute the workload. And this is something which needs to be somehow reflected into the architecture, otherwise you have to add it later, and then it's becoming
we have an architecture which allows distribution. I've not thought about like cross-location and cross-group distribution, but this is actually an excellent suggestion, and I think we should put that on the agenda for tomorrow and really think more about that. And I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, for one institute or group, it's too much effort just to run everything. But if we join the forces there,
definitely. I think it's a very good point, and it's a good point to have this as a separate topic tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just one thing we have in mind also with respect to the libraries. So if you just think about every library is interested in doing their own stuff, if you can convince them to do something, it's fine, but then they will not have the processing power. But if you're just joining a larger cluster, maybe you could start convincing people to do something like this.
Yeah, to make it easy for people to just donate processing power, just give them like this, like their example for the GESIS
just
and stuff
install
like that,
this one,
a container, and then that would be, I think, a viable option. And
but then you need the coordination, and if it's not foreseen in the architecture, then you will lose.
Yeah, it's also a challenge if you have to secure your endpoints for public consumption.
But we already solved this. So.
Yeah. Okay, and you do the integration.
So this is easy because we already have done it for our system. So we have this distributed set of Puma systems and Pipsonomy servers, so we can somehow integrate things for the search. So it would be just an option to say we use the same kind of authorization so that the systems trust each other, and then you can somehow send the information.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Great point. Other topics, ideas, please?
Small question.
Yeah, of course.
Are you doing only references, or are you also doing citation?
We do firstly references, and then if we have enough references, we want to match it, and then we have citations. We can also deliver citations. We can say, okay, this paper is cited by what we have processed so often, and we can export and deliver the completed match.
By the by citation is the actual,
in-text.
the semantic web was developed by Stefan's site. Wrote
You mean the citation context?
That's, yeah, the citation and its context.
Yeah.
The actual citation. I was wondering if you were planning.
Not part of this.
No, it's just
proposal,
really
yeah.
the reference section in the back.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, we have a somewhat longer perspective on the project. I mean, right now it's for 2 years only, and there we don't
So
target
this is
that.
the reference section in the back.
But let's see what, I mean, maybe also in this kind of discussion we come up with a kind of a list of what people would like to have most. And also that could actually be useful for us to see a kind of priority of different features.
Yeah, but there are a bunch of data sets released, so we could just use them to prioritize prioritize our work.
This is a very good point because Mark Burton will exactly talk about this in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He is working with the PLOS corpus, which is exactly on this.
Yeah, but there's this Microsoft academic graph, which is released with 300 gigabytes of data just for the metadata and dissertation information, so which is quite cool. And also Elsevier released data set recently, so I think a month ago, which has some Spark endpoint, you can just access all the data. So there's things going on in this direction. So.
Shall we have a quick round of introduction so we have an idea who's in the room?
Yeah, we have a very tight schedule, and I'm not sure that we should do it now. Perhaps we can do it after or shortly before lunch, because I try to keep the agenda first. And okay, thank you first of all for the feedback. I would like to announce the first speaker, Roman Kern. It's a colleague.